Retired California Superior Court Judge LaDoris Hazard Cordell joins us now. She's written a book about her career on the bench. In the book, Her Honor, My Life on the Bench, What Works, What's Broken, How to Change It. Judge, thanks so much for joining us. What do you think the public can expect once and, I guess, if the grand jury testimony is released?
Yeah, these transcripts are very important because they contain the evidence on which the grand jury based its decision to indict Jeffrey Epstein. So these transcripts are very important, and they're frequently accompanied by exhibits, documents that the witnesses are asked to identify, and these documents are considered by grand jurors. So everything in these are important. So what happens next? There is a request now from the Trump administration to disclose the transcripts because grand jury proceedings are held in secret. And the only people who can talk about a grand jury hearing are the witnesses. Witnesses can go out and say what they want, but the judge, the prosecutor, court staff, that court reporter can never talk about it. All right, so the release of the transcripts is entirely in the discretion of the judge. And so what will happen is the judge is going to have to read the transcripts. That's the first step, because there is an exception to releasing transcripts from the grand jury, and that is if there is if there is a public interest in them. And what that means basically is this, is that where the public interest in disclosure outweighs the need for secrecy. So the judge has to then look at a number of factors. What is the public interest? Will it promote transparency? What will be the impact on individuals' privacy and their reputations if these are released? So also the judge will look at, well, how long ago were these proceedings? Well, these proceedings weren't that long ago in that they were in 2019. So the judge is going to have to read them. That's going to be a delay. That's some time. After that, the judge has got to consider these are probably victims who testified.
Right.
And they're not likely to want their testimony made public, because it could lead to their being identified. And then, of course, you have Ms. Maxwell, who will likely object to the release because it'll probably hurt her case, which is on appeal. This is going to take a lot of time. Delay could take weeks. It could take months. It even could take years before this actually happens, if it happens at all.
So there's a competing interest going on here, separate from this, because my understanding is that, let's say that the names and identifying characteristics of the victims are redacted, they're blacked out for their privacy, which is certainly understandable. It's still grand jury information for prosecutions against Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in prison, and Jeffrey Epstein, who's dead, and very likely to not name any of the other people who may have been part of this horrific, disgusting sexual trafficking pedophile empire or whatever happened, this conspiracy. What people seem to really want to know is, who are these people who got away with it?
Right.
And those names are probably in other pages and other files and other documents, but they also are people who haven't been prosecuted, right? And the prosecutors make a decision to prosecute or to not prosecute based on any number of factors. But I think what the public really wants to know is these names of people who haven't been prosecuted. Do you think that ever will be released?
Well, you make a very good point initially, too, about these transcripts. If any are released, they're going to be heavily redacted. That's the first thing. And the other good point you've made is that what if names are in there of people who engaged in this conduct, which is criminal conduct, having sex with minors, for example, some as young as 14 years old, who have not been prosecuted or named in a prosecution yet. And so what about that? Well, the whole purpose of the grand jury is secrecy, so that if names of people come up and they are disclosed in the grand jury proceedings, they're not, and no prosecution of them is made, then their reputations are not smeared. That's the protection offered by the grand jury. So if these transcripts are out, it's likely that a judge would also redact the names of any individuals that came up that might be prosecuted later on. So you're really not going to get what people, I think, really want, which is what you mentioned, is the names. Who else was in there doing these kinds of things? So I will tell you that the grand jury testimony is important, but at the same time, I think this is a delaying tactic. I think this is when the heat gets too hot for Donald Trump, then he resorts to delay. And what's the best place to find delay? In the courts.
Yeah.
So if the judge has to read them, redact, and then end up not really getting where they want to go, what's happened? It's just more time has gone by, and people maybe start to lose interest. This is a delay tactic, and it's a ploy often used by President Trump.
Retired Judge LaDoris Hazard Cordell, thanks so much. There is